Hello, my friends. I'm really pleased that you're going to spend a few minutes with me enjoying some coffee. And I hope you're going to enjoy my talking to you about some of my adventures, and I might say misadventures, as a freelance photographer. I traveled the world numerous times on assignment. It was a real blast. All sorts of interesting occurrences. Misadventures, some of which I was the victim of, and in some cases I created them. Freelance photography is very interesting in that you freelancers like myself share several things in common. One, all of us have a background as news photographers. Myself, I was a newspaper photographer and then a wire service photographer. And all news always boils down to photographing people or events that people have created. And so I would say that I am essentially a photojournalist. And as a photojournalist, I've done everything from some combat way back when I was a very young photographer in Vietnam. But I've done all sorts of different things. I'm working on a book on street people. I have 2 national awards for fashion photography. So it's a very, very diverse field for freelancers. So I'm going to share with you some of my, as I say, these misadventures that I've experienced over the years. And we're hoping that this is going to be a monthly thing. So we're going to invite you to please come back in a month's time. Armed with more coffee, of course. Now, speaking about coffee, I'm going to tell you a little story that involved, in the end, coffee. But it was diluted a little bit with good old Crown Royal rye. About half and half. Now, I want you to imagine this. I did a great deal of tourism photography, and tourism photography, whether you're photographing seascapes or one thing or another, there's always people involved in this, as opposed to doing just pure landscape photography. Now, I have this assignment up in the Laurentians. It's during the wintertime. It's to show skiing. The interesting thing, pardon me. The interesting thing is, they want to show, come to Canada to ski, as opposed to perhaps in Europe, perhaps as a comparison to Vermont or something like that. So I am, excuse me once again. Yeah. We're up in the Laurentians. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I've researched this photograph. There is a ski hill. Then there is this huge ski lodge, gray rocks. Then there is a lake in behind. Then there is the mountain that goes up, which is Mont Tremblant. This is a beautiful, beautiful photograph. It shows the environment. It has this huge ski lodge, and then there is Mont Tremblant. I have picked this area where I need to be up, where it's fairly flat on this hill. And to get up there, I have been loaned a snow machine. Now, this snow machine is a big, big critter. And it's got a platform on the back of it for them to load equipment and bits and pieces for maintenance, you see. Well, that's fine. My camera bag is very small, and I bungee cord this on. Everything is secure. Now, here's the shot. The ski hill is not active at this time. It's early morning. At the bottom of the hill, there are these clusters, semicircles, of the ski instructor with all their students, some of which are novices, some are expert. And they're with their instructor, and they're going to be discussing what they're going to be doing for the day. Now, these clusters are randomly placed, and there's about 20 of them at the bottom of the hill. That's an important part of my photograph. So I'm in position. The light is beautiful. there's the skiers. I got a blue sky. I've got some clouds. Couldn't be better. Out with my Hasselblad, 80 millimeter lens with a polarizer on it. And I crank through, click, wonderful, click. Everything is perfect. I then go back to my camera bag and I change the magazine and I shoot a few frames with a 50 millimeter lens and a few with a 150. But it is the 80 that is going to be the shot. So this is a wrap. It's taken me, I don't know, probably less than 10 minutes. So now, keep this in mind now. What goes up must come down. So I'm now going to send on the machine, bungee corded up my camera bag. Everything is just fine. Fire up the machine and I start down. I am not on the throttle, but this machine has a mind of its own in conjunction with the ice that is underneath this light packed snow. So this snow machine, this big monster snow machine, heavy, it starts accelerating down the hill. Well, put on the brakes. Oh, it starts to go sideways. Wait a minute, straighten it up. Brakes again, it goes the other way. And it is accelerating. And I am looking at these pods of 20 at the bottom of the hill with about 15, maybe a dozen, I don't know, maybe 20 skiers in each one of these pods. And I'm heading right straight at them. And I have this vision of like billiards or like a bowling ball going down an alley and there's nothing I can do. It continues to accelerate. I keep trying to brake and it keeps wiggling and I am going like at Mach 1. I have adrenaline. I'm envisaging a terrible thing with skiers flying in the air. By a miracle, I manage, and I'm not saying I did this by expertise, by good luck, karma, I get through these pods without touching a single soul. Poof, I'm by. Now, very close by is the highway going on to Grey Rocks and then ultimately up to Mont Tremblant. And there is a berm of the packed snow. Now, I'm headed for that, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm either going to go right into that thing and I'm going to be launched over. In any event, I am now trusting that I'm going to stay on the machine. The machine is going to take off and hopefully not impale a bus or a car going on the highway. Now, it's a narrow highway. It's not like a 3 or 4 laner thing, thank God. Off we go. And I'm holding on for dear life. I'm thinking now the machine is going to now impale the snowbank on the other side. And of course, I'm going to be launched over there. But no, I clear the snowbank, landing, I might say, with a big puff of snow on the other side of the highway in fairly deep packed light snow. So although it was a jarring experience for me, I survived. So there I am in this snow. We've landed in the snow. My head is upside as opposed to over there or upside down or sideways or whatever. And the snow machine, as if nothing has happened, is just ticking away as if everything is fine. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, how many people I could have, well, I don't know, but seriously injured for sure, if not more than seriously injured, including myself. There must be karma. Either I have karma or they do. I don't know. So there I am in the snow. Everything is going. I checked back in my bag with my Hasselblads. It's still there. So I roll on and putter through this snow. I'm not stuck. And I'm not staying in the main lodge at Grey Rocks. I'm staying at one of their chalets, which is not very far away from where I am. So I motor off to the chalet, get in the chalet. I most certainly make a rapid trip to the washroom, come back, and I still have a cup of coffee that is only about a third filled. So at this point, I get my Crown Royal, and I sort of semi-dilute the coffee or dilute the Crown Royal, but I get about 5 fingers of Crown Royal with my coffee. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And I down that like it was orange juice. And of course, I'm now expecting that when I go back to the lodge, either when I return the snow machine, or at some point, somebody's going to say, Crombie, we hear there's a complaint about you that some wild, crazed photographer nearly mowed down a whole bunch of skiers. Not a single word, nothing. And I'm amazed and also very, very pleased that nobody was unduly upset about this entire thing. Of course, the photo editors back in Ottawa who are going to edit this stuff, they don't care anything about details. All they want is the photography. And this is one of the things about freelance photographers. They need to rely upon photographers that circumstances aren't right. You can improvise. You can do this. They just come back with good material is the criteria. Now, it's very unfortunate that I'm not able to show you some examples of that photography from that shoot because it was used all over the place. Both in Canada, there was a poster, there was ads, tourism ads, and in addition, there was used in Europe. It was a really great photograph. And I might add, it's the circumstances that make for the good photographs. It's taken for granted that photographers have technical excellence. They just need to be in the right place at the right time. So I had the right gear. I had a Hasselblad. I had an 80 millimeter lens on it with a polarizer, a sunshade. I, of course, knew the exposures and the compensation for the polarizer. So it was a great, great success. Now, in future editions of this coffee get-together, I have a ton of these things that have happened to me over the years. And I mean, I spent a lot of time traveling, lots of different circumstances. So next month, I'm going to tell you the story about where I was working for essentially External Affairs. External Affairs used to release photo stories on Canadian activities that they would release to all the different embassies and legations and one thing or another around the world in the appropriate languages. This was released to all the newspapers and all of that, just to make the world aware of what Canada's all about. In any event, I was doing a shot on artists across Canada. Wonderful experience. But I misidentified one photograph, which I won't tell you that just yet, okay? But I misidentified a photograph. Its location, this was the critical thing. This shot was done in what I thought was in Canada, but it turned out to be in the United States, which prompted the President of the United States to pick up the red hotline and call our Prime Minister to have a word with him about this photograph that I had misidentified. So that's for next month. So in any event, I really, really enjoy sharing this with you. I hope you find it entertaining, informative, and I hope you're enjoying the coffee. I am mine, and look forward to seeing you next month. So for all of you, all the very best and good shooting. Bye for now.